A house is not a home without a good foundation. Ramjack has over 40 years of experience helping customers with their foundation repairs. Ramjack Construction Manager BK Ammenworth is here to explain how they can restore the value of your home or business. Welcome, BK.
Hey, how you doing? Good morning.
We're doing good. So, BK, how can folks determine if their home has foundation problems?
Well, that's a good question. A lot of times it's people see cracks in their drywall, doors don't want to shut properly, sliding glass doors that have been adjusted till there's no more adjustment left. And then there's the obvious stuff where you see cracks in your foundation, garage doors that when they close, you have a big gap on one side.
Ooh.
Things like that is typically the stuff we get called out. We go out and we send a sales rep
And what
to
are the
go take some measures.
reasons? Yeah, what are the reasons and causes for foundation problems?
In our area, a lot of it is we have really expansive soils. I mean, that's everywhere from Vallejo to Sac down to Stockton, that whole triangle. So we have a lot of clay, a lot of settlement, and then we've had such a boom in our area in the last 20 years that a lot of places they were building them so fast, just poor business practices, poor construction practices.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like out of sight, out of mind, but it's important to take advantage of that now. So how does Ramjack help fix foundation problems? We were looking at a few before and afters.
So, the first thing we do is we make an assessment. Sometimes we go out and a house doesn't need that. And what they do is they take a machine called a zip level. It's an altimeter and it reads elevations, and we can tell if you're within, tolerances. And if you're not, what we do is, we come up with a plan, we get it engineered, and we drive a helical pile. So basically, it looks a little bit like a corkscrew, and it drills itself down into the ground until we're at load-bearing strata, or bedrock. And we have a bracket that seats underneath the foundation, and we lift off that helical pile until we get your house as level as possible and it's structurally sound.
And BK, how long does your solution last?
We offer a warranty that's for the life of the structure. So if you sold the house, gave it to your kids, as long as that house is there, our warranty is intact.
And what other services can help stop foundation problems from occurring?
A lot of times what has led to this is poor drainage, right? So a lot of people have a planter box where their downspout from their gutter just pours out. And essentially that's creating a dam. It's saturating the soil along the house, or a house that has no gutters at all, where every time it rains, the drip just comes right off that side of the house, right along to the foundation, and that creates, undermining and erosion. So that can be a huge thing that for a lot less than you'd spend to fix a house with helicals that you can do preventatively.
Right. And BK, what's the issue? If people continuously ignore their foundation problems, kind of ignore the cracks that we were seeing in some of those before and afters, what are those long-term problems that can go towards?
Well, that's a good question too. A lot of times, if you do want to sell your house and you get an inspection, that's a huge red flag where you're going to miss out on a ton of money and a lot of back and forth during escrow, right? And so, and the worst case scenario is you continue to ignore it and you have damage to your foundation. You've structurally damaged the foundation now, and your preventative or your triage repair now just turned into a full scale whole house, or possibly even worst case scenario, replacement of the foundation.
All good points to make. BK, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to tell our viewers where they can go for more information. For more information, you can visit ramjack.com/Sacramento.